Hey, 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 welcome to another episode of ImJustFine Podcast. I am your fabulous host, ChrisLynn, and we're back in the kitchen. I can't believe it. It's been, 2 weeks? I know you guys might be a little bit mad with me because I didn't put out an episode last week, but it's because I wanted to be present with my family. I traveled and I went to a wedding and I was not about to stress myself out during the week trying to get an episode recorded with my full-time job and then working on editing when I got to Wisconsin for the wedding and in between the wedding stuff and spending time with my family and trying to figure out how I'm gonna post this episode on time. It happens. Y'all gonna have to forgive me. Y'all gonna have to be all right. But I have exciting news. It is Endometriosis Awareness Month. Yes, so you know that I have got into my advocacy role of bringing awareness to endometriosis. So I am very proud to be an advocate this month and talk about Endometriosis Awareness Month. And as you can see, I am wearing yellow, not because I look fabulous in it, but because yellow is the ribbon color for endometriosis awareness. So let's get into today's episode. What are we gonna be talking about? Your girl is giving up birth control. I know, it's a shock. I am giving up birth control. I'm giving up birth control. I am done, I'm finished, I'm throwing in the towel. I don't understand why it is even given to women. Your girl is done. I tried it, I did it, I could write the story about it, and I'm done with it, okay? She's done. She's not doing birth control no more, and I'm gonna talk all about why I'm stopping using birth control. And this is not to make you stop. If you're on birth control, it works for you, it works for you, okay? My channel is not to give you medical advice. My channel is to tell you my story, and whatever you take from my story, take from my story, okay? Let's do a recap. You know I love me a good recap. So the episode before, I walked through my surgery. Dr. Hawkins, she went in there, she got 17 fibroids out, she had a general surgeon take out my appendix, she excised stage 4 endometriosis, took 2 cysts out of each ovary, saved the whole reproductive system because your girl may want to have a child one day, and she did it all in 5.5 hours. And I walked through that surgery 2 weeks ago. Yes, 2 weeks. And I hope it wasn't too gruesome for you. I hope it wasn't too gruesome because the pictures can be a bit bloody and, you know, it's the organs and it's inside the organ systems, but hey, it is what it is. I told you guys, I put a warning out that it was going to be a lot. So tell me what you thought about the surgery. Let me know what you felt about the surgical pictures. And that's it. Your girl is feeling better. She's doing better since she had the surgery. Again, surgery may not be the option for you because there are a whole lot of other options, but go find a specialist, walk through your options, and see what's best for you. So let's get into today's drink. Today's drink is called the Catfish. Why am I calling today's drink the Catfish? I'm calling today's drink the Catfish is because sometimes I feel like a catfish. So next week's episode, I'm gonna talk to you about why your girl is a catfish. And no, of course, it's not because I look like a catfish, clearly, because I do look like myself with or without makeup. Your girl still looks well put together. That's not why I consider myself a catfish. I consider myself a catfish for other reasons, and I'm gonna get into those other reasons next week's episode, so make sure you tune in. So we're gonna be making a catfish, but it's really just a pineapple drop martini. So I'm putting a twist on a lemon drop. Of course, the drink has to be yellow because it's Endometriosis Awareness Month. So the drinks and cocktails are going to be yellow this month. I'm going to try to put as much yellow into my episodes as possible because we have to promote our beautiful color, yellow. And if you are an advocate, please wear yellow for us. We Endo Warriors love our allies. We appreciate your support. And thank you so much. I have a great support system. So thank you so much to my support system. And if you wear yellow, you know, I absolutely love you all. All right, so someone, I don't know if it was me who bought this bottle of Ciroc, but this is an unopened bottle of Ciroc that has never been used, and actually funny, why I'm making a pineapple drop martini is because your girl ain't got no citrus vodka at all. So she's not making a lemon drop martini because she ain't got no lemon vodka. So we are going to do a pineapple martini today, and we're going to be using Ciroc as the base. And we also are going to be using Cointreau in this because with every good martini and every good margarita, it usually has Cointreau in it. If you don't know what Cointreau is, please go check it out. It will heighten your beverages very much so. So we got our bottles ready. I have my martini glass. And I am going to go ahead and prep my martini glass because you know your girl likes a little bit of a rim, but she's not going to do a full rim because a full rim is not what we're doing. Your girl's trying to lose weight, so her rim is going to be a half rim of sugar. We ain't trying to be out here eating our calories. I know this drink already is going to have calories in it, but we are going to take a little bit of pineapple juice and we're going to take a little bit of sugar and we're going to rim just a quarter of the glass. We ain't trying to do too much. Your girl is not trying. I'm telling you right now, I'm not trying to gain no calories. It's just for looks. So we're just going to go ahead and put a nice small little bit of sugar on the rim of our martini glass. So we're going to take our vodka. I'm going to be doing 2 ounces of the pineapple Ciroc vodka. And because this is TB land, your girl already has ice in her shaker. Make sure your shaker has some ice in it because you're going to need to chill this drink down. So we are going to do 2 ounces. Let's go ahead and get that 1. And let's go ahead and do that 2. So we have 2 ounces of our Ciroc vodka. We are going to do 3/4 ounce of Cointreau. We are going to do an already measured out 1/2 ounce of pineapple juice just to heighten the flavor of pineapple. You can never have too much pineapple. And then we're going to do 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. And we're going to do 1 ounce of lime juice. We are going to put our shaker on top. We're going to put it together and we are going to shake, 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 Sonora. Shake it all the time. Shake, Sonora, shake the party line. You guys know your girl can't sing, but you know the shake, shake, shake Sonora song. We're gonna shake it out, and then we're going to go ahead and pour our pineapple martini out. And we are going to garnish with a pineapple wheel. And I didn't test this out, so I don't know if it's gonna float or if it's gonna sink. And it's floating. So we have our pineapple drop martini. And it's so good. Let's taste it. I already know it's gonna be good. Oh, that's good. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I would put a little less lime juice. I'd go 3/4 ounces with it actually. So if I remake this, I won't do 1 ounce. I won't do equal parts juice and because it did make it more citrusy. And yeah, doesn't taste bad, but I think I would prefer just a little less citrus in there. So instead of 1 ounce, 3/4 ounces, and I did test it out, but I guess, you know, your taste buds change. Except, oh, I did want to try something new today. You know, this is my show. I'm having fun and I'm serious. Like, as I'm doing this, I'm kind of just putting the drink together. So y'all are gonna have to be okay. I'll put together. I got edible glitter and I wanted to try it in my drink because it's gold and it's gonna make my martini really, really pretty. So I'm going to put that in there. And now I have a sparkly martini. It's so pretty. And then I got my pineapple floating on top. And we have a gold, luscious, beautiful, sparkly martini. And I like it. And glitter makes everything better. Glitter makes it happy. And it's also gold glitter because our drink has to stay yellow for Endometriosis Awareness Month. Edible glitter. Go get you some. Alrighty, let's talk. Let's get into it. Your girl is stopping her birth control. And I know first I wanted to talk about this bedazzled Ciroc bottle, and it just brings back a beautiful memory. It also is pineapple Ciroc. There really is Ciroc in here, but I absolutely will never open this bottle. This bottle was given to me by someone who is no longer here, and who was an amazing man. Brian, you will always be in my heart. You will always be on my mind. I appreciate everything that you have done for me in my life. I know you're looking down from heaven. You are proud. And I will never forget our last conversation when I would visit Baltimore. You were also amazing. So this is a very bedazzled, special bottle that's part of my bar. And on the back, it says Sour Patch, because that's my name that I would go by, because first I'm sour, then I'm sweet. You got to get to know me. I'm just not friends with everybody. I got to warm up to you. I got to see how you move. So I just wanted to kind of keep that here, because I love memories and I love people who have had a significant place in my life. So let's talk about why the hell I'm getting off birth control, because I know, it wasn't per se an easy decision, and it just kind of happened this week. So my original episode was not going to be about this, but I got to talk about things that are current and things that are present and things that make sense. And because it is Endometriosis Awareness Month, it's also important to talk about things that are relevant to endometriosis. So definitely wasn't going to talk about this. I was going to actually talk about something way left. And then I said, no, that doesn't even make sense. Let's focus. You know, you got to bring your girl back because she got ADD. I'd be all over the place. Y'all got to keep me focused, keep me centered, keep me here. So the ultimate reason I am getting off birth control is because what the hell has it done for me in 20 years? Let's just be honest. Let's just break it down. Simple math. I am a science person. I am a person who sees facts and I'm like, okay, how is this conducted? I have an epidemiology background, so I'm very science forward. If it does not make sense scientifically, I tend to be like, Now, there is a fine line between I believe in God and science, and that's me, okay? But if it don't make sense, it don't make sense. This has not made sense on birth control for the past 20 years. The purpose of why my doctors put me on birth control was to control my fibroids and my endometriosis. Birth control did neither of both. It did not control my fibroids. It did not control my endo. I've had 2 surgeries and I've had 18 fibroids removed in 10 years. Make the math make sense. The math is not mathing, as they say today. The math is not mathing. Your girl had to get off birth control, because why am I on it? I've never been on birth control to prevent pregnancy. I've never been on birth control to prevent pregnancy. I've only been on birth control as a method of medication. So keep that in mind. So your girl is getting off. This right here is happening once a month. So my following episode after this is going to be a mocktail. Your girl is not drinking just for the purpose of your entertainment, okay? Because it does not help me health-wise. So you can drink, just not a lot. So just before any of you go, oh, this girl's, she be promoting endometriosis, but she be drinking. And what's your point? I could drink a little bit. I just can't drink a lot. I can't be a lush. There's a difference, and I don't go out and drink all the time. Ooh, let's just talk about how we got here. I have been on birth control for 20 years. That's a long time. It's a long time. I have consistently been on birth control since I told you the first time that doctor slid the pamphlet across the table and said, I think you might have endometriosis, and then said, we're going to put you on birth control. That's how long I've been on birth control. I've been on low estrogen, every single form. I've had an IUD. You remember the sad IUD that got pushed out of place by my fibroids that were supposed to be controlled by the IUD, poor IUD, RIP. IUD had to come out surgically. I have done the ring. I have done the patch. I have done almost every variation besides any implanted device, okay? Now, the patch didn't quite work out because the patch gave me irritation. So I'd put the patch on, and then after a week, because you left the patch on for a week, once you peeled the patch off, I had a patch scar because for some reason that adhesive did not work for me. I did not agree with the adhesive, so I had to stop taking the patch. So because I would have like different squares all over my body. I would have like different squares. There's only certain places you could put the patch for it to be effective. So then I would have like a square here, then I have a square on my butt, then it just wasn't working out. I was like, I can't deal with these scars. It's almost like I went tanning and had a sticker stuck to me, and that's not what happened. It was because I was having a reaction to the adhesive to the patch. The ring didn't work out. The ring never felt comfortable. And I guess it's because my poor uterus was stuck to the right. So the ring never quite stayed ringing inside. It was never, I couldn't feel the ring. It was always like, man, it definitely feels like something is there. And then you gotta go up there, you gotta grab it, and you gotta pinch it, and you gotta take it out. Not a good form for me either. The pills, I've been on, probably 5 different pills. I can't remember the names, but I know I was on low estrogen. Most recently, I was on Slind. I was on one that had iron pills in it as the placebo week, the week you get your period. I've had something Lorin FE, I think it was called. I've been on multiple forms of birth control. And what I can say is consistent about all of them is they all fucking suck, okay? Sorry, not sorry. They all suck. They've all had worse side effects than what they were supposed to do. And what they were supposed to do, they didn't do. So I had all of these side effects, but I did not have a positive outcome. So why was I in birth control so long? Why didn't a doctor just say, I don't think birth control is working for you? I've only had one doctor who told me, you don't gotta take birth control anymore. And that only person was Dr. Soyini Hawkins. Dr. Soyini Hawkins told me, after I had my surgery, I want you to stay on birth control consistently for 3 months, and then you can get off of it if you want, or you can stay on it. I have patients who stay on it till they're ready to get pregnant, and that's been successful, but you don't have to stay on birth control. What I did in you is enough. Enough for you to get your life together and get your life balanced. And we're gonna talk about how we gonna get this life together and balanced, and it's not gonna be easy. Nothing is easy that's healthy for you, by the way. Food planning, you wanna lose weight, you got a meal plan, you gotta make time to go to the gym. Nothing that you need to do to make yourself feel better and healthier is easy. Nothing that's healthy for you tastes good. Most likely it tastes absolutely disgusting, or it's not easy. You got to put in work to get that positive outcome. So Dr. Soyini Hawkins is the only person who told me, you do not have to take birth control. You can get off of it. I only want you to take it for 3 months because I want your uterus to heal. Because I did a lot, girl. You know, you can't be busting a suture. You ain't gonna undo my work, is what she said. You ain't about to begin a period and undo my work. I need you to heal. And in order to heal, the best way for you to heal, I need you not to have a period. So that's the only reason she told me I need to take birth control. I didn't have to be on birth control right now. I chose to. So I know, based on doctor recommendation, I can get off birth control. And she's the first doctor to ever recommend that. So this week, I said, girl, why are you taking this pill? I was laying on my couch, I was watching TV, and my birth control pills were sitting right there. I just said, man, I really don't want to take this anymore. I really don't see the purpose. I am not sexually active, so it's not preventing pregnancy. That's kind of the only thing that it's supposed to do. It's not regulating my hormones. It has not prevented me from growing fibroids. It has not prevented me from growing stage 4 endo over and over again and getting a stuck gut. It has not prevented me from growing cyst. It has not prevented me from having cyst rupture. It hasn't prevented anything that it was prescribed to do. So why the hell am I taking birth control? It makes no sense. So I'm getting off of it. And when I had made this decision, I had a phone call this week. The person I was talking to was a woman. And she told me that she had growths on her liver. And I was like, what do you mean you had growths on your liver? And I asked her if I could talk about this. By the way, I'm not just taking her story and running with it. She told me she had growths on her liver, and she had growths in her breast, and she had already had like the growths removed in her breast, and now she was actually on her way to get an MRI for the growths on her liver. And I asked her, what the hell is going on with you? And she said, well, the oncologist told me and my doctor told me that because I was on birth control for such a long period of time, that these growths on my liver and these growths that I experienced in my breast were directly associated with me taking birth control for a long period of time. And at that point, I was like, well, damn. The math is mathing now. I had to process this a little bit. I had to get this straight. So what you're telling me is that doctors know that birth control could eventually, I'm not saying it's gonna happen for everybody. Don't go running and saying, oh, I'm gonna get growths on my liver because I take birth control and ChrisLynn said that. No, that's not what I said, honey. That is not what I said. What I said is that she did. What I said is that oncologists and doctors know that there's a direct association with birth control that can cause growths on different parts of your body. So that was enough for me. I was like, you know what? I've read the pamphlet for my Fibroid, but I have never read a pamphlet for birth control. And it was like, sis, make it make sense. You allowed a doctor to tell you take this drug because of fear of this. But you didn't even do your research on it enough to say, do I really want to take this drug? So now I've taken the time to read the pamphlet. Slind was the birth control that I was put on because it is a progesterone-based birth control. And I didn't read the insert. I didn't read the packet. And right now, I said, you know what? I should probably go back and read that and see what I was taking. Like, before I come and talk to y'all, I need to let y'all know what I was taking because I told you guys to do this and I didn't do it myself. But this was before. This was 20 years in the making. And I've been on birth control and I never had any serious side effects to the point where, I ended up in the hospital. The possible serious side effects of Slind are high potassium levels in your blood, so you can have hyperkalemia, and this could cause weakness or numbness in your arms or legs, palpitations, which means that your heart feels like it's racing. You could have nausea, vomiting, severe pain in your chest, shortness of breath. You could have blood clots that form in blood vessels. So if you have leg pain that will not go away, a sudden severe headache unlike usual headaches, sudden severe shortness of breath, sudden change in vision or blindness, you have chest pain, weakness or numbness in your arms or legs, you have trouble speaking, you can have bone loss, you can have cervical cancer, you can have liver problems, including liver tumors. Birth control is directly associated with liver tumors. Ectopic pregnancies, you shouldn't get pregnant while you're on birth control, but it can happen. You could have risk of high blood sugars and levels with people with diabetes. You could have changes in your menstrual bleeding. You could have depression, especially if you've had depression in the past. You could have acne. You could have breast pain, tenderness, weight gain, menstrual cramps, nausea, severe vaginal bleeding, less sexual desire, and it does not prevent transmission of sexual transmitted diseases, but we already know that. I was on birth control for 20 years. What have I experienced in those 20 years? Depression. Because baby, it's night and day. When you take birth control and then you get off birth control, it's night and day. You just feel like, Eeyore, I think I said this in a previous episode, it's like Eeyore. You got that dark cloud over, and then when you get off birth control, you just, ooh, where did all this, I feel like a brand new woman. That's exactly how it feels when you get off birth control. You have no sex drive. They already say women don't initiate, but baby, if she's on birth control, that might be why she's not initiating sex, gentlemen, because she has no sex drive. It minimizes your sex drive. It makes you dry. It just alters all of that. And when I tell you I stopped, because I'm like, ooh, I haven't had sex in Ain't even gonna talk about it, but let's just say it has not been in the last year. I stopped taking birth control this week, and I have been woken up out my sleep. I have been like, oh, Jesus, middle of the day, like, you wasn't doing that before. That's why when I tell you night and day, it's night and day. She's screaming. She's like, hey, remember me? I'm still here. I'm down here. I might have had surgery, but girl, that's how she's reacting right now. This is how it's normally supposed to be. Your body is normally supposed to be excited. They don't talk about suicidal ideations. Now, I don't know if this necessarily counts as suicidal ideation, but have you ever been driving in a car and thought, I wonder if I just took the wheel and flipped my car, sped right into the back of the vehicle at 100 miles an hour? Anybody else have those thoughts? Maybe just me? But I realized, I'm like, wait a minute. Those thoughts aren't normal. Wait a minute. You shouldn't want to drive your car at 100 miles an hour into the back of another vehicle to see what it's going to do. I cannot say that's directly associated with birth control, and that sounds like a suicidal ideation to me. You absolutely gained weight. Your girl, I can't wait to see what the effect is going to be now that I got off birth control. And I'm going to be managing my hormones naturally from this point forward. I'm excited to see what that journey is going to look like this month. I'm excited to see what's going to happen with my weight loss now that I'm off of ChrisLynn. I'm going to be trying something different, and I'm actually going to go over those specific things that I'm going to be doing. What else? The acne. Now, I will have to say some did have a positive effect on my acne where my skin did clear up. And then most recently, I got a bunch of acne on my neck. Like I just recently switched my birth control to ChrisLynn from something else. My whole neck, I have never got acne on my neck before in my entire life. Like I've had acne on my face, on my chest, on my back, but never on my neck. And I have a patch of scarring on my neck that is so not cute. But that happened due to, I'm assuming, ChrisLynn. So all of these side effects, for 20 years, I still didn't stop taking it. And this is not the first time I've heard that, these side effects are not unique to me. These side effects I've heard from multiple people, like, I don't even know why you take that. How can you take that? I've been depressed. I've had no sex drive. My vagina's been dry. I'm only taking it so that I don't get pregnant, but I really don't want to be on this. So I kind of want my man to get a vasectomy because this ain't working. What they got prescribed for women ain't working, but maybe if he snips or I tie my tubes, we're going to be good. So I decided, okay, well, if you're not going in birth control, then you still got to do something that you're going to control what is happening in your body. So what am I going to do? I know it's like magic of TV, right? Boom, everything pops up. It's the beauty of recording. You can just add whatever you want in the frame. I'm going old school. My grandmother, rest in peace, we love you, used to feed us cod liver oil every single day. I shouldn't say every day, but every day. She used to give us cod liver oil pills. We used to have those packets, had that cod liver oil pill in it, had the multivitamin pack. She used to give us that. This made me think of my grandmother because this is super old school. If you're Bayesian or West Indian, cod liver oil lived at your house. It is an awesome source of omega-3s. And the reason why they say this is great for endo. So it's not that I'm not trying to work on minimizing my fibroids. I feel like doing the same things that I'm doing for endometriosis, because that's what destroys your organs, right? Fibroids does destroy your uterus, but I need to control endo more. I think one is more severe than the other. So when I say endo, please recognize that I'm also talking about fibroids, because fibroids, they're all driven by the same thing. You have to control your hormones in order to control both diseases. Omega-3s. Omega-3s help control inflammation, and they also have noticed, there has been research that has shown that it modulates cytokine function, which shows that women who had more omega-3 in their diet were less likely to be diagnosed with endometriosis. So, We are going to be taking a nasty teaspoon of this every morning. It is not what I want to do, but it is what I'm going to do. And organic cod liver oil is not cheap. I spent quite a few dollars today at Sprouts, but organic is better. And then also you definitely can digest it better as well. I also feel like this is going to help with constipation because we talked about how endometriosis and fibroids cause constipation. So I think adding an oil supplement into my diet is going to help loosen my bowels as well. Let's get it all the way together 2-3 times a day, baby. You know how you're supposed to be like a dog. Once you eat, you're supposed to excrete. All right, so milk thistle dandelion. So milk thistle, I didn't know about this supplement, okay? I had no idea what this was, but women in my endometriosis support group, they constantly talk about milk thistle and how it helps so much with endometriosis. So I told you, join the support group. Go in them support groups, Google what you take in as supplements, and you can see what everybody has been recommended from holistic doctors, from their personal doctors, from what they decided to test out, from research they've done. Milk thistle kept popping up. Milk thistle is a liver support. And I'm not surprised that this pops up because they generally say that women who have estrogen-driven diseases like endometriosis and fibroids, their liver is not processing the extra estrogen out of their body. Your liver is one of the most important organs in your body. You can't live without it, but it is your filtration system. It says, ooh, let me take this out the body, this garbage that shouldn't be here, this extra stuff, it shouldn't be here, let me get this out. That's what your liver does. And if your liver is not functioning properly, it doesn't have the juice and the goose to do what it needs to do, it's not gonna do it. So that just lets me know, maybe my liver needs some help. So I'm trying milk thistle dandelion because dandelion is also a great root that helps with inflammation. Ashwagandha, this one pops up a lot too. I'm taking ashwagandha for multiple reasons. I'm taking ashwagandha because it is a stress reliever. It's supposed to calm your body down naturally. When your body is under stress constantly, you can't heal. If you have a lot of stress in your body ain't gonna function right. What ashwagandha does is say, hey body, calm down, chill out. You're doing too much. Let's do this. Let's just look at me, come together. Let's pause. We need to go ahead and take some ashwagandha. So ashwagandha helps the body to adapt to stress. We have stressful lives. You woke up, boom, stress. I gotta get out of bed, I gotta go to work, I gotta work out, ooh, this, I gotta get the kids together, I gotta check on my man, I gotta do this, that, and the other. My parents okay? Are my family okay? I gotta pray for my friends and my family. I gotta make sure everyone is good. And then I gotta take care of myself. Stress. You have stress coming from every angle possible. So I feel like, just in general, everybody should have ashwagandha in their diet. I don't even know who figured this out. You ever wonder, sorry, we're gonna go on a side and a tangent because that's just what I do. You ever wonder who decided that they won't take some ashwagandha and say, let's see what happens? You wonder how we got to this point? Like, who was the person who said, I'm gonna take this plant, I'm gonna eat it, and I'm gonna see what it does. I wonder if I'm gonna calm down. Oh, I feel calm. Ashwagandha. Let's call it ashwagandha. This sounds like, I'm not even gonna lie, it sounds like some high shit. It really does. Ashwagandha. It sounds like a strain of weed. I'm not even gonna lie. Let me get that ashwagandha real quick. And then, of course, you need vitamin D. If you are not taking vitamin D, I need you to get your life together because it is known that majority, I think it's like 90% of people are vitamin D deficient. So if you are not taking vitamin D, you're gonna see how vitamin D changes your life. Vitamin D helps your immune system. It supports your immune system and everything that it's supposed to do. You are gonna feel a direct difference, I promise you. I started taking vitamin D during COVID. And this was before, I started taking it before they're like, oh, this is a thing. During COVID, they're like, you need to take vitamin D. You need to help your immune system. You need to take elderberry, all that stuff. I was taking vitamin D because my dermatologist told me you need to take vitamin D for your hair. I already explained to you guys, I have alopecia. So I started taking vitamin D. And when I tell you, I was like, bing, ooh, what is... Once you start taking vitamin D, you're gonna start feeling so much better. You're gonna have so much energy. It also helps with depression. It helps with mood. There's a lot of things that vitamin D is associated with if you are vitamin D deficient. So you gotta listen, you need to get you some vitamin D in your life. I'm just telling you, it will change your life. If you're not taking vitamin D supplements on a regular basis, get you some vitamin D supplements. And then, I don't drink coffee anymore, but I do like something hot in the morning. Raspberry leaf tea. Raspberry leaf tea, and it says it directly on the box, it supports your menstrual cycle. I don't know the difference between these two. Both of them are raspberry leaf tea. Both of them, one says women's wellness, one says daily herbal, but they're both the same thing. Raspberry leaf tea is going to help with your menstrual cycle and regulating your menstrual cycle, and it's a natural organic tea. Now, if you look online, they will tell you drinking green tea and herbal teas help support your vaginal health. So I got one specifically for my menstrual cycle, because now we gotta make sure she's on time and she's regulated, and she's as regulated as possible. Because remember, I told you, Aunt Florica can't come back. I do not want Aunt Florica. I want Aunt Flo. And I'm gonna check in with y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know, did I get my period every 28 days, every 30 days? What's happening once I start getting a period? I'm gonna start tracking it in my app again. And I'll let you know if these things are helping. Old school, drinking organic aloe vera juice. My mom is gonna be very upset that I bought this. You know why? Because my mom grows aloe, and she's probably like, oh my gosh, ChrisLynn, you just get in one of my aloe plants and you can make your own aloe water. Very true. But my mom also does not live here, and the plant she gave me froze in the Atlanta winter, unfortunately. I was very sad because I haven't been outside in a while, and I went out there and the plant was dead. So I was looking forward, actually, once I was like, yeah, I can make my own aloe water. No, ma'am, it died. So Mom, if you want to send me a new plant, I'll gladly accept it. But we are going to be drinking aloe vera water. Why am I drinking aloe vera water? Because we are cleansing our body from the inside out. We are getting inflammation out the body from the inside out. This particular water has minerals. It has everything you need to support your gut. It has everything you need to support inflammation. And it tastes disgusting. If you have ever had aloe vera water, it's very bitter, or had aloe and just licked it, it's very bitter. So imagine drinking it fresh in a water form. It's bitter. And I will be drinking up to 8 ounces a day, just to make sure that I am cleansing out my gut. I'm gonna do it first thing in the morning, so it's gonna be cod liver oil and aloe vera drink. And then finally, the last thing I'm gonna be doing is wearing a castor oil wrap to bed. So it's said that if you put a little castor oil in your belly button and rub castor oil onto your stomach nightly and wrap yourself. So this one's great. I got this off Amazon. I'll put the link in the comments. But this holds the oil in so it doesn't get all over your sheets and your blankets and your clothes. And it holds the oil directly onto your stomach. And this helps with endometriosis and inflammation because castor oil is a natural healer. So this is the last thing that I need to be more consistent about doing, because I already had this and I just have not been consistent, but I need to get extremely more consistent now that I am trying to manage my hormones in a holistic way. So hopefully this has been helpful. I know I'm trading in one pill, one very, very small pill, for several pills per day. I'm gonna be using my pill. I feel seasoned. I'm gonna make sure I have my pill counter so that I could so that I make sure that I take my pills every single day and I do all my supplements per day, and it's all going to be in my nice pill organizer. Get you one of these, because when you get seasoned and you got to start taking supplements and meds, and you got to make sure you took all your meds at the right time per day, and also every day. I got a reminder in my phone that goes off to remind me to take my meds, and I can check off in there once I take them. And then I also make sure that I put it in here just in case I don't sign off in my app. So that's it. That's all I know that was a lot. Your girl is getting off birth control. That's just what all this is about, is finding a healthier way of living that makes sense for me right now. The way I've been living hasn't made sense. All of that, and we're done. This is it. This is it. I'm gonna close. I'm finished for today. I'm done yapping. You guys hung out with me for a long time. I hope this was helpful. Most importantly, like, I do this, I share my life, I bring you into my world because I hope it's helpful for you. It's the beginning of the week, and I hope you have a beautiful week. And always remember, when you make today your last day one. I'm already doing that. We're doing something new. I plan to keep this going until forever and forever, and I don't plan to start again. I plan to be consistent. So here I am starting a day one with you all, and I went to Sprouts today. So all of this stuff is starting now. We're gonna get this going. We're gonna make sure that we are consistent, because that's what making today your last day one means. And I hope you have a beautiful week. I appreciate you coming and supporting me. Always like as you're watching. Click that like button. You tune in, click that like button. Make sure that you subscribe, and also share the video, share the information. I have helped a lot of people. They inbox me and they're like, hey, thank you so much for putting this content out, and it helps me keep going. So I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a beautiful week. Bye.